Hey beauties, it's your girl Jessica Nicole and I'm coming to you guys with a brand new video. In this video today, I will be giving you guys a story time. Before I get into the story time, I know you guys love them so much and I know you guys want to see story times like all the time. But I want to keep myself in a schedule, so like I said before, if you guys follow me on Snapchat, story times will be either twice a month or once a month depending on what videos I have scheduled up in my list. But other than that, okay, you guys will always get story times because y'all like them. You feel me? And I gotta give y'all what y'all like. You feel me? Also, I'm sorry that you guys did not get any videos for about a week. I have a scratched cornea, so I have not been trying to mess with makeup. My eye's feeling a little bit better, so I decided to play around in makeup today. But when you have a scratched cornea, you cannot really mess with your eye like that because you will just make it worse. And your girl wears glasses, so I ain't trying to make it worse. I need to see. But anywho, this story time is about the time my dean in the school called the cops on me, okay? The bitch called the cops on me. Anywho, let's just get into the story. I need my hair done, okay? So don't mind my hair. At this time, I was in junior high school, so I was in either the 7th or 8th grade. I was not in the 6th grade because I remember my teacher from the 6th grade. Anywho, I was in the 7th or 8th grade, and in my junior high school, everybody had a dean. The deans is you get the same dean from when you're in the 6th grade all the way up to the 8th grade, okay? I was in junior high school when this bitch called the cops on me. Anywho, so I was in the 6th, it's from 6th to the 8th grade, you get the same dean. So this lady knows you from when you walk in the door to when you walk out of the door, okay? I had the same dean. And see who, this lady, of course, because she knew me from the 6th to the 8th grade, she knew I was bad, but she knew I was stupid smart. That didn't make any sense, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. She knew that I was crazy smart, but she knew that I made bad choices because I was just a badass kid from Far Rockaway. I couldn't help myself. Anyway, so she knew I gave trouble from time to time. She knew I ended up in her office from time to time because I gave trouble. But I mean, she knew me. So this time I had art class. I was waiting for my art teacher to come because anytime I had art with this lady, she was either late or opened up her doors after the bell rang. Like, nobody's trying to walk down the hallway to make it to your class so that we're on time and you're the one making us late. Like, what? But anyway, in junior high school, music and art was my favorite two classes because it wasn't even because I got to chill. It's because I got to learn things and I got to be creative and I got to be myself. I got to be free. Other than when I played with my friends because I ain't feel like doing nothing. But yeah, I enjoyed art and music. Those were my favorite classes. So I'm waiting in the hallway and one of my homeboys came and he had this marker. And he could draw. So he always had like these dope ass markers that he used to draw around with. Now me and my homeboy was in the same class, but he always showed up late just because he knew she was gonna be late. So he had these markers and I saw one of the markers and the tip on the marker to me seemed dope. Like, it was a different kind of marker. I don't know where he found these supplies or these markers, but it looked mad nice to me. So I was like, all right, cool. I want to see it. I want to try it out. So I took the marker from him and I'm just looking at the marker. And I'm like, I'm going to give you the marker when we get into art class. Because I was waiting to get into art class to use a piece of paper to use the marker. But I'm stupid. The art teacher was late as usual. And she was taking forever to come. The bell had rang. It was minutes then passed. Everybody just sitting down. And the way her bulletin board was, she had like space for you to sit down. What we used to do when she's taking too long, whoever got there first used to take seats where the bulletin board was. So I was able to get a seat at the bulletin board. So I'm sitting at the bulletin board and I'm just like, fuck it. So me thinking that I'm able to just rub off the marker because I didn't think it was permanent, I wrote, I don't even know what I did. I don't know if I doodled or I wrote my tag name or I just wrote a J, but I wrote something on next to me where the seat was. Now, this is how you know my homeboy ain't loyal, okay? I wrote on the thing and I'm just sitting there just playing around with the marker and my homeboy walks off. So I'm like, so I look up at him when he's walking off and something tells me to look to, I don't know, my left or my right. And my art teacher was standing right over me. So like, this is his marker, and you gonna walk off and leave me with your marker and my, what type of, my art teacher stands there and she has her hand out like this. So it's not my marker. I'm not gonna give up somebody's marker. Like, no, I'm not giving up the marker. Like, you're crazy. So she was like, give me the marker. So I'm like, no, it's not mine. I'm not gonna give you the marker. I will give it to who it belongs to, and he decides if he wants to give you the marker. I'm not giving it to you before he comes to me and tell me I owe him money for a marker. That clearly seems like he spent a little bit of coins on. So I walked around her to walk into the class. Yeah, I'm bad as fuck because the lady just asked for the marker, and all I had to do was give her the marker. But no, I don't want to be bad and walk around. So I walked around her to walk to the class. She grabs my arm. Why? Don't touch me, okay, miss? You're not my mama. You don't touch me. So I grabbed my arm away from her and I told her, do not touch me. So I'm still walking into the class. She squeezed. Now we're gonna call it, ooh. Okay, she got a big butt. So like, she had to squeeze herself. She squeezed between me and where the door was open to block me from going in the classroom. So I'll call my friend. We gonna call him DJ. So I'll call my friend. I'm like, DJ, come get your marker. DJ pussy ass go and say, yo, that ain't my marker. Really, nigga? Why would you do that? He leaving me all out here like by myself, and I'm already bad. Like, I'm trying to help you out. I could have easily just gave her your marker. Like, if I knew that's what you was gonna say, I could have gave her the marker and that would have been good. But now since I already opened this door, fuck it. I might as well keep going. That's what I thought in my head. So she's like, give me the marker or I'm calling Dean. We're going to call Dean Artist because she was very creative and she used to make a lot of things with clay. Like, she was super creative. So we're just going to call Dean Artist because I don't remember her name. So Dean Art, she's like, I'm going to call Dean Artist. So I'm like, call her. I mean, she knows me pretty well. She's seen me how many times? Go ahead, call her. So she lets me in the classroom and lets me in with the marker, picks up her classroom phone and called Dean Artist. So I'm like, fuck it. They about to come get me. I might as well not take nothing out. Might as well not take out none of my books, my pencils, my markers, whatever I need to take out. I ain't taking nothing out because they about to come take me and take me out the classroom. And I'm about to come sit with Dean Artist for the rest of the period. So, fuck it. So I'm sitting there and I hear the walkie-talkie. So I'm thinking it's Dean Artist, but it's a security guard. So the security guard comes in and he points at me, of course, because he knows my badass, and he tells me, let's go. Dean Artist is standing right behind him. So when I get into the hallway, Dean Artist is like, where's the marker? Now, my dumbass already slid the marker up my sweater. I slid the marker up my sweater and I was like, I don't have the marker. I gave it back to the person it belongs to. So Dean Artist goes back into the classroom and asks Judy, that's what we're going to call the teacher, Judy, asked Mrs. Judy if I still have the marker. Miss Judy told her yes. So Dean Artist brought me to her office and made me empty out my backpack. So I emptied out my backpack. There was nothing in there, of course, because it was slid up my sweater. So Dean Artist told me to empty my pockets. I emptied out my pockets. So she was like, where's the marker? So I finally just took the marker out of my sleeve and gave it to Dean Artist. So while we were walking back to her office, she stopped and looked at what I did. And honestly, it wasn't that big. It was like a little thing. And Judy was able to clean it off. I don't know what she used, but she was able to clean it off. When we got in the office, the assistant principal or the principal was in the office waiting for Dean Artist to get back. So when I get in there now, Dean Artist is a whole new person. She's trying to show her ass for whatever principal is there. So she's like, I'm going to call your mom. Okay, you call my mom every single time. Like, call her. I don't care. He looked at the principal, assistant principal, whoever was in the office, was like, isn't vandalism like an offense? Like, somebody could get arrested for it? So I'm just like, here we go. So the principal was like, yeah, it is actually. So she was like, okay, so I think I should call the police. So I'm like, bitch, you ain't calling nobody. Look how many times you done told me you was gonna call the cops on me. You ain't never called the cops on me, so I don't even know why you trying to act like you gonna call the cops on me now. It ain't happening. So she's like, I'm gonna call the cops. So I'm just sitting there like, do your thing. So she locks the office door, calls cause where my school was, the precinct was like 2 blocks away. She picked up her phone, dialed a couple numbers, told him to come down here and come and get me. And I'm just like, okay, like, I'm like 12, 13. Like, what? Okay, whatever. So tells them to come and get me, and I'm waiting in the office for them to come, and the police actually fucking came. Like, they came while I was sitting in the office, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm about to spend the rest of the day in the police, and my mom gonna have to come pick my ass up. Like, now here we go. Here's another ass whooping on top of me already getting in trouble with the fucking cops. Let's go. So the cop comes in, and he's talking to the dean, and instead of the cop actually arresting me, she made him talk to me. Like, I could have been in class not learning something. Like, you could have told me that that's what's going to happen, and I just would have went to class and not learned nothing, miss. Like, what? So he spoke to me, and he's just like, you know, if I keep going down this road, I'm going to end up in jail, and blah, 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 and driving on this is going to send me to jail, and yada, 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 yada. And the next time my dean calls him for me, he's actually going to take me. Whatever. I was like, all right, cool. I just listened to him. I looked at him, and I was like, all right, I get it. Cool. Can I go to class? And he said yes. So because she called the cops and made the cops come talk to me, I thought she ain't called my mama. This bitch called my mama, left a message on the answering machine. I went home, tried to delete the message on the answering machine, but no, my mama was able to pull it back up without me, like, knowing there's a way to go at the time, because this was, you know, back in the days. At that time, when you go on the answering machine, all she has to do is press something and the old messages will come back up even though they're deleted. So my mother heard the message, and I thought she didn't hear the message. And after dinner, when I came out the shower, she ragged my ass. So on top of me spending all this time in the office dealing with my dean, I got home and got an ass whipping for doodling on the board. So yeah, that was a story time about the time my dean called the cops on little old me. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Like I always tell you, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow me on all social medias. And I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video.